Taste of Nashville. Brought to you by Omni Nashville and Lionel Trains. With Devon and John Dwyer. And their guests, Nathan Graham, Chris Golden, Alvarado Roadshow, and Kayla Wass.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Devon O'Day.
I'm John Dwyer. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Taste of Nashville. We're at the Omni Hotel, and spring is in the air.
I know. Look how dapper you look.
Not too bad. I'm sucking it in a little bit, but my wife said, you should wear that. And I said, okay, I can do that. Can I get away with that?
You definitely.
Pink? Yeah,
you definitely.
I'm always wearing the pink. You can get away with that. I'm like, okay.
You can, but it looks fantastic.
Well, thank you. You too.
Thank you. Springtime, we've got all things spring. We've got an early Easter this year. We've got St. Patrick's Day. The Music City Irish Fest will be in full bloom.
Are you Irish at all? Do you have any Irish lineage?
I'm so Irish, yes.
You can't be. You went to Ireland, within the last calendar year.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
You're kind of a big deal.
Oh,
did you enjoy it? Did you kiss the Blarney Stone?
Oh, heck
you
no.
had to.
No, I did not have to.
All right. Okay.
I did not kiss the Blarney Stone. I did not do it. It was too scary. I have claustrophobia. The steps are like this wide to go up. And
well,
I'm going,
there's no
no.
sanitizer.
There's
at some point there's a thing called
Look, I wanted
COVID.
to kiss an Irishman, not the Blarney Stone. And I'll never tell.
Well, I love the fact that we have, we're not discriminating, okay? We have the Easter, we have this. And we also have a train set here. Somebody is obsessed with Lionel Trains, and we're going to have an expert talk about that. So I think we got it all covered.
I know. There's a Lionel Trains store in Opry Mills Mall. We're going to find out all about it next from the general manager. And it's not just trains. What else is there? You got to wait and watch and find out. Stay tuned. This is Taste of Nashville, live from the Omni Hotel, Nashville.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 124-year history of Lionel Trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers. Putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
Joseph Burgoyne, Chef Tornade of the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Kitchen Notes.
Choo-choo! Choo-choo! See? They had answered us. It hurt us.
On cue. That is a Lionel train set going around. If you hear the hum behind us, it's our kind of favorite train because it is moving. It is not slowing down, it is not stopping, and it's not holding up traffic. So this is our kind of train.
It is our kind of train,
Nashville.
Definitely. And we have Nathan Graham, the general manager from Opry Mills, the store that has all the Lionel trains that you can shake a stick at. Nathan, this is bigger than what I thought a train would be, a model train. I mean, this is like big size.
Oh, absolutely. O scale is 1/48 scales.
Wow.
Now, my father, who's 92 years young, I have memories of him collecting trains. He collected pieces that were like this big. Do you recall that, or do you still do that kind of thing? I mean, these were...
So it's mostly G scale or standard gauge.
G-scale?
Probably standard gauge in your case.
Dad always went big or went home, so I suspect that that's what he did.
Most likely.
That would be valuable now, right? Wouldn't
Yes.
something like that? Like
Oh, yes.
89, probably 80 years old?
It varies. It just depends on what it is.
That
but
darn
yes.
estate sale. Thanks, Dad.
Now this looks like our Nashville train, a little bit like our Nashville
Similar
train.
to the Star.
Yeah,
It's very similar. The passenger cars especially.
yeah.
They're very similar to Superliners.
People don't even realize we do have a passenger train in Nashville that takes us from Nashville and to Watertown, all the way out to Watertown and back. You know,
Mount Juliet?
Mount
Oh,
Juliet,
right,
yeah, stops there, Donaldson, in that direction, goes east of town. So if you love trains, and there are people now that have whole rooms devoted to Lionel trains. I mean, whole rooms.
Absolutely. I'm one of them.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how many do you have a lot of different kinds of trains?
Most of mine are Lionel, but I do have plenty of other trains.
What are some of the fun accessories? Because I see you've built a town here. Is this after anything in particular, Alan? I don't know if this is, because there's not a lot of traffic, which is, again, wonderful. This
Right.
is not really representing where we are.
Absolutely.
But what is are these generic? Is this a certain town, or can you get replicas of?
Oh, absolutely. And you can get any manner of buildings and do a town any way you want to.
Wow.
But this particular setup right here is one of the Lionel setups.
What are the more popular kind of accessories? Where do you start?
It's coal towers. The sky is the limit with this stuff. You think about it, somebody makes it somewhere.
There are so many kids right now that mom and dad are saying, oh, we've got to do this experience, we've got to do that experience. When staying home and starting a train hobby with your children, boys or girls, it's equal opportunity. The time spent with a train and your kids that's priceless, isn't it?
Absolutely. I have a son of my own and we enjoy them together.
No kidding.
Yes.
No kidding. So now we're going to move from trains, because trains are not all that you have at Lionel.
Nope.
NASCAR is a big deal for you guys,
Absolutely.
too.
We are the official diecast of NASCAR.
But when you speak of die-cast, that is a number of different scales, right? I mean,
So we sell 124 scale and then 64 scale. 64 scale is more closer to a Hot Wheels size car, and they are all NASCAR. They have everything from old to new. We have late models. We've got Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. Lots of different.
And when you say die-cast, I mean, that's just the collectible cars that you have like that. Is there a big resale market for those? I mean, when you
There
collect
is.
them and then people...
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because my mom always said, well, if you're going to buy something that's a collectible, is it going to...
how are those soup spoons working for you? Are they?
Shut up. The Beanie Baby craze.
Beanie Baby.
But
You were so close to nailing that.
I know, it was Beanie Babies. But I will say that you don't lose money when you're talking about the die-cast.
Oh, absolutely not. Not
And
with
the
the trains
trains.
as well.
So if you're looking for a collectible that you can pass down that will become a legacy thing for you, your kids, and your family, that legacy thing is definitely from Lionel.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Now, you think of them at Christmas time. What are your hours there in Opry Mills?
So we're open from 8 to 9 during Christmas time.
That's healthy. And you don't have to go in there and go, look, I only have, X amount. Here's my budget. I need a starter set. So this is something where you can start, and then say, hey, save up your allowance, young man or woman, and in March come back and get another piece. And right, is that how you try to hook them?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's the serum. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who got you started?
My grandfather.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. Yeah, he got me started back when I was 1 or 2 years old. He started bringing me around steam locomotives immediately.
Yeah. Do you start with a locomotive? I mean, you don't start with the caboose, right? I mean, you got to start with the engine.
Oh yes.
And then what are some of the fun, like kind of the cooler, like is it a passenger car with a dining thing? Is it a Is it? What is it? What would be some of the cool add-ons?
Well, for this set in particular, you'd want to add a dome car and then a diner car.
Yeah, so they don't have that.
We do. We don't have that on the show right now, but
okay.
we do have those.
Alan, step up, please. Come on, man. Come on.
For all ages, and usually like you were just a toddler and your grandfather started this. Did you ever think that this would become your career?
Probably no, I did not.
You get paid to do this, dog.
I know.
You understand that?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's
That rings true when I walk into the store in the mornings and I unlock that door. I'm like, wow, I'm the manager of a Lionel Train store.
You do that. So what's the Honus Wagner baseball car? What's the one, like the vintage, man, if you could have this in your, maybe it's a resale, I don't know.
1934 700EX. It's a Hudson locomotive that we used to make.
Okay. Well, hopefully your wife or your significants are watching and they can get you something.
Take notes.
Yeah, take notes.
See, and that lets you know who is at the Lionel Train store because you got an expert who can tell you, okay, if you invest here, or if you're looking for here, or I've got a question, maybe you have some old pieces that you've inherited. If you have a question about Lionel, you go to the Lionel Train store in Opry Mills Mall. Thank you so much, Nathan, for being
Thanks
with
for
us.
joining us. This is exciting. This is good. It's nice to be a kid and play with toys and stuff like that. We can do that, right? There's worse addictions. I really think so.
I think you're exactly right. I've experienced all of those. So we'll be back. This is Taste of Nashville.
Shocking.
Racing season is underway, and the Lionel Racing Retail Store at Opry Mills, Nashville has a die-cast car for every fan, from classic cup cars to recent checkered flag winners. So make plans to make your next pit stop at the Lionel store in Opry Mills, Nashville, and drive away with a collectible die-cast car from your favorite driver. Lionel Racing is the official die-cast car of NASCAR, the choice of champions. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers, putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
Hi, I'm Carmen at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at the Macara Spa.
Welcome back to Taste of Nashville with Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer Devon O'Day. I'm John Dwyer. Thanks for joining us, and another fantastic guest booked. Good guy. I wish he'd talk like before the show and kind of. He just stayed in his corner. Did you notice that? He just not real introvert. What a cool guy.
I know. He's like my brother. I am Sister Golden, heir to the Golden family. I am that. I said I don't remember my life without a Golden in it. Chris Golden is with us, part of the William Lee Golden and the Golden's family.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, but we go way back. Just you know, you co-hosted with me on WSM many times, and. You know, and when I got to go and lead praise and worship at a church in Michigan, the first person I called, I said, if I'm going to go, I'm taking Chris with me, because Chris is so musical and so good at what he does.
And you know, the great part about it was it was a women's event, and I was the only guy there.
Oh, shit. That was part of the contract, wasn't it? If it's women's only, I'm in, Devon. But you know.
Well, you're already dressed for it. I'm just sorry. I couldn't help it.
Oh, that's okay. I've
anyway, Chris, you have been keeping the roads hot with your family band recently, and you just came off like 3 shows in a row. You've been all over, played.
That don't sound like too many 3 in a row. We had a busy weekend.
No, what I'm saying, you showed up after. I thank you for showing up, because most people, they do a whole full weekend and then they take a time to just kind of rest. And you did not. You came in, and so thank you for doing this show.
Every invitation's an answer to a prayer, so I appreciate it. So you might have the bus eyes here.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to get back on the road with the family again.
It was it's something. My dad was gone most of my childhood. They were doing 200 days a year on the road with the Oak Ridge Boys, and there was he joined when I was a small boy, and it's something that always came easy for me because I got it on both sides of my family. And a lot of people, I don't know if mechanics' sons have as tough a time being a mechanic, or home builders. You'll see, Johnson and Sons, or all these different kind of businesses that have the family, keeps the family business going. Farmers or whatever. But music, sometimes it can be a little bit tougher road to hoe. Doing the musical thing, but it's something that always came easy and natural for us, my brother and I. Because we got it on both sides of the family. My mama's side was real talented, but Dad was always gone, so there was a period of time where we all did this back in the 80s and mid 90s through the mid 90s before he kind of went back with the Oak Ridge Boys. And during the pandemic, we got together to keep our chops up. They deemed music non-essential, so we were all basically sent home, and music is like air and water to our family, so we got to have that. It is essential. So we got together, started singing around the piano to keep our chops up, and we wound up going in the recording studio and recording 3 albums together. We did a gospel album, a classic country one, and one a little more country rock, of songs that influenced us a lot, mostly just old cover stuff that we had fun singing, and we've been going out and playing and singing. So we have 3 generations out there. My son was home from Rhode Island this weekend, and he went out, caught the bus, and went out with us. And we actually did the Huckabee show Friday night, and then we were in Hattiesburg, Mississippi Saturday night, and we did 2 shows right outside of Ocala, Florida on Sunday. So got home yesterday. And anyway, we're it's been kind of keeping the trail hot. But as far as like being with Dad, it's like we're finally getting to take that. I wound up doing the exact same thing my dad did. I went on the road when my kids were little. So they kind of knew that whole deal, and that's what Dad does for a living. But whenever I was home, I always tried to just be home. And now that we're out doing that 3-generation thing, it's kind of like we're taking that family vacation we never got to take,
Oh, I love it.
You've got, look, you play it down as if playing on the road, as it's all, loaves and fishes. You got the 3 generations. The road can beat you up. And this profession can beat you up. And
Look at me.
Contrary, you look and you have the energy of a 30-year-old, and I'm just wondering what's your secret? Because
I am a 30-year-old. I'm kidding.
I probably wouldn't card you if I had a ball. I'm sorry. but seriously, you've got this zest on just what's the secret there?
Well, I think it's because they call it playing music, We still get to play.
Touché.
And that's kind of like the fun. That's fun.
Was it you, or was it your brother Rusty, who told me the story of you walking into a concert with your dad, William Lee Golden, and everybody, I think we were there to see Aerosmith or somebody like that, but you walked in, and then your dad got a round of applause when he walked in? Is that true? Just to sit in the audience?
Yeah, that's happened some. Dad always took us to, we grew up around the gospel music world. They were gospel group till I was in high school, before they went country. And but we always went to rock and roll concerts. Dad, I remember, he'd taken us to see Kansas at the War Memorial Auditorium, and all these places that we used to go see the gospel concerts. We would go back to them to do, to go to rock concerts and stuff. So Yeah, he used to take us. That was one of our little. That was our field trips. It'd be like study, like let's watch these guys and look at the light show and look at the set list and how they conduct everything. And we were kind of. It was more of a learning experience for all of us. We were mostly field tripping, when we'd go to concerts.
All home. You've brought it all home in the concerts that we see. And Chris Golden is actually out on the road playing churches and places all over the country as well. You've got the solo thing and the group thing.
I do. And, all of us have something else going on. Dad's still with the Oaks. They're on their farewell tour. I'm doing the solo thing. My brother's still writing songs. My kids, Elijah's at Brown University in Rhode Island. Elizabeth's living her best life down at Disney in Florida. She's a professional princess and doing that. And
she's a professional princess. You got
But
that.
anyway, she's friends with the princesses. That's what I was supposed to say. She's friends with them. Oh. But, we should have called ourselves, instead of the Goldens, we could drop the G. We could have either dropped the G and called ourselves the Oldens.
No.
Or we should have called ourselves the Side Hustlers, because that's basically, this is just a side hustle for all of us,
Well, let's play the real hustle. You have got a first and foremost, you've got the sweetest voice ever, and you're just one of my favorites, and I've always been a fan. Would you play something for our springtime show?
Devon has always taken strays in. That's why she's always liked the Goldens. That's why she likes the Goldens.
Why I'm here.
We like a bunch of old stray. You feed an old stray dog and they're going to keep coming back there. This is a gospel song. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's maybe for Easter. I see your Easter eggs there, so I didn't know what I was going to sing, but I'll sing this one. God sent his son. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He bled and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. My life is worth the living just because he lives.
That is velvet, velvet, velvet. That is good stuff. Quick Kansas story, 30 seconds. I'm at head coach Jeff Fisher's farm years ago. He's having a get-together after a cookout or something like this after a golf tournament. And he had a bunch of people back at the farm, and he had about 100 people, some barbecue, and a band. And the band starts up, and I said to Coach, that's a really good cover, but that sounds a lot like Kansas. And he says, it is Kansas. He had the members of Kansas, who, of course, everybody lives here, right? And forgive me, I don't know the names, but I went, okay, that's Nashville for you.
That's very Nashville.
Kansas. So anyway, my little Kansas.
I can remember Dad taking me to see Kansas. They had just, I guess, had Carry On Wayward Son.
Oh, yeah.
It was hot on the radio, and I was probably about 13 maybe, and Dad took me to see it. It's the first time I ever smelled the devil's lettuce. I'm telling you.
I wonder what he's talking about. Do tell.
And on that note, happy Easter.
Happy Easter. It's spring.
Thank you, Chris.
Spring green.
We will be back in just a moment with more Taste of Nashville and that other lettuce when we come back.
Fiesta at Bongo Java, come see us at the Omni Nashville.
Racing season is underway, and the Lionel Racing Retail Store at Opry Mills, Nashville has a die-cast car for every fan, from classic cup cars to recent checkered flag winners. So make plans to make your next pit stop at the Lionel store in Opry Mills, Nashville, and drive away with a collectible die-cast car from your favorite driver. Lionel Racing is the official die-cast car of NASCAR, the choice of champions. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
Hi, I'm Brikenna at the Nashville Omni Hotel. Come see us at 5 and 10.
We're back at Kitchen Notes. John Dwyer along with Devon O'Day. Taste of Nashville. The music rolls on as we celebrate spring. The Easter eggs, the St. Patrick's hats, the trains, the pollen in the air, everything. You know, you were just talking about things, and I'm not musically inclined, and I mean, I almost flunked recorder in 4th grade, so that's about all I got. But what happens when the weather changes with instruments? Is there something that, I mean, do they go out of tune? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to keep stringed instruments go out of tune when you go from hot to cold, cold to hot. It could be hot outside and go into air-conditioned building. You got to let them kind of get acclimated where you are. And it's hard to keep them in tune at certain things, but we have some people who can definitely keep them in tune.
Man, do they sound good. In our really hectic, very intense rehearsal that we had for the 4 hours before we did the show. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The show prep, you would not believe
it's
what we
amazing.
do. But boy, they sound good.
Alvarado, not Alvarado, Alvarado Road Show, and I love them. Cleve and AJ Clark are Alvarado Road Show.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
So good to be here.
Good to see you. Good to have you guys.
Yeah, so good to be here. And I love it that you actually did the correction before you finished the name, because that is so mixed up all the time. I remember one time we were doing a show. We were live on FX. It was a NASCAR thing, and we were pumping this guy over and over and over with the correct pronunciation.
Alvarado.
And when he stepped up to the mic, he said Alvarado. And we
He had one job.
He had one job, and he blew it. No.
But it's specific to where you're from.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Alvarado, Texas. Yeah.
It's a little suburb town right outside of Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which there are a few of those little suburb towns outside of Fort Worth, Texas.
Actually, now Alvarado, some of where we lived, has been annexed, and it's now Fort Worth. Some of it is. So.
And that happens. That happens. Well, it's just like I'm from Louisiana. We're just south of El Dorado, Arkansas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of familiar with that. But you guys, not only are you singer-songwriters and you're out making your living doing that, and you will preach a little bit.
What?
I loved it because they performed at their kitchen table all during 2020, and they blessed my heart so much. I said I had to learn how to use Venmo and all that other stuff just because I was so blessed by them. I had to download the Cash App, but just for them, you know.
And we thank you for that $20. That was awesome.
Well, during 2020, that was hard.
That was hard to come by.
I'll just say that. Yeah. And it was such good music, and you just sat at your kitchen table, and you always had this beautiful song that you "Give Me Jesus."
Yeah. Yeah,
that was
Give Me Jesus.
That was something that you did, but you really are in country music, and but then you decided to move the whole family from Texas to here.
Yes. We did. We've actually been here 19 years, but when we moved 4 families, and we did it like
the Beverly Hillbillies. That's exactly what it looked like.
If there was a hole, you stuck something in it, and we moved. We do all at once, all of us together. And I think there's still boxes that we haven't sorted. That
because it's like if you can live without it for so long, you don't really need it. So it's like forget it.
Well, he's joking about that, but it wasn't long ago that I finally went through a little bit of storage that I had left over, and I just pushed it out, and we did a big garage sale. I took the family on vacation, so there you go.
Just come by it. We don't even care.
Just come on.
Yeah.
What was that family dynamic like to move for, and we're all in agreement, or what was that? Was it kind of a cold dinner supper? You know, you just like people not
We had
talking,
always
or?
been traveling. We traveled for 7 years back and forth, trying to do something in music. And we grew up in music, but we were trying to step to the next step.
Yeah.
And we were sleeping on couches and doing the typical thing. That
Wearing
folks
friends
do.
out, you know.
And when we went home, we have a sister between us, and she had a child, and we were away, and it broke our heart. We heard her crying over the phone. We went straight to her house, and when we walked through the door, she handed us that baby and said, "We're all moving. You need to be there, and we're going to be together." And that was it. I mean, that was really the decision made.
So we bought a piece of property together and built homes on that property.
And there's 4 homes, right?
There's 4 homes. We built them ourselves, and we, early on in our career, when music wasn't making us any money, we took side jobs and did different things, and we knew enough about it to get ourselves in trouble. Then we committed to build our own homes, and we were in trouble. Then. We took out our
codes. What are codes?
We did.
Yeah, what are codes? Exactly.
Hey, we took out our permits on the same day for all 4 houses,
and not realizing that was on one timeline, all 4.
So we had to finish all 4 of these homes on the same timeline. And it was, and we never stopped touring. We never stopped traveling.
On the road.
All of our deals. So we somehow, well, I'll tell you how it was a miracle. God blessed us. He really did.
Was.
He really did.
Well, you can see part of that miracle on their amazing web streaming show called My Brother Cleve.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is, just watch, and then you added another element, farming.
Yes.
Because y'all were not farmers in Texas.
No.
We were not. We always had dreams of it because we grew up in the suburb or in the city, and
we played a million rodeos, buckouts, roping.
I've been around a cow, therefore I know all. Yeah, I know. I'm there. I'm guilty.
But
it's different when you are around it, but then when you're participating, you realize how much you really don't know at all.
Yeah. So you decided to do it.
We're doing
right.
it.
Good.
Well, we always wanted
to.
We just didn't. We didn't have the land or the means to do it.
Yeah.
And when COVID hit, it put us at home, and we went to work on things that needed to be caught up. And AJ brought home. Was it 3?
It was 3.
He brought home 3 junk cows. That's what we call them now.
Oh, they were
for $300 for all 3. He went and bought them for all 3. So you can imagine what these cows look like.
One of them formed like cut
they were pretty scary.
And then you borrowed a bull.
We borrowed a bull,
and he ran away. It was
we put them on grass, and they started looking good. We sold, we bought. Now we worked our way up till we own a registered herd called South Pole. They're out of Alabama. And so we're registering. We've got a registered herd, and we breed, and we sell heifers and bulls, on the ranch also. So.
Yeah.
It really is funny, the stuff that can happen. And you got a donkey recently. Is
we
this
just recently
Linda?
Linda the donkey, yeah.
And the crazy part about it is we named her Linda because we thought she's got attitude and all this. And then our neighbor, which we didn't know very well, came over and says, "Why did you name her after me?" And I went, "I didn't even realize I did that."
We don't always call you a donkey. So,
let's be really nice. Okay? They may be watching right now.
We
She's
love
a
you,
sweet
Linda.
lady.
I have a chicken named Linda too, and I didn't name the chicken
I
after
didn't know.
you. Yes, I have a chicken.
know.
I have my
How long have you had the chicken named Linda?
about 3 years now.
Really? Yeah, you beat us to Linda then.
She's a Lavender Orpington, and she doesn't lay anymore, but she controls everything.
Yeah. Well, we named Linda after we went to Nassau, Bahamas, and there was a lady at the straw market, and she was really, really nice. Our whole family fell in love with this lady. And when we come home, we said, let's name her after her. So we named her donkey Linda as a compliment for our family.
Not sure Linda's buying that, but
whatever. Just stop.
You guys sound great.
Yeah, we want to hear you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, I brought gifts real fast.
Okay.
Check it out. Okay. So I brought you guys both of my Brother Cleve hat.
Oh, that's
and you can find these through their YouTube channel.
That's right. And then I brought our new record on CD and USB. Both.
What?
For you guys.
Look at you.
Yes.
This is a new way of doing these USBs.
Yes.
And isn't that the coolest thing
and
ever?
Trust me, they're not cassettes. They
They're
look
not.
like it, but they're
I
not.
don't need a pencil to
No.
fret them back or anything like that.
So I brought you guys a
Half
bunch
you people
of,
have no
bunch
idea
of
what I'm
swag.
saying. All the young
We
people
got-
here
we
going,
got-
I don't know what I'm
She
talking
does.
about. Okay,
We've got-
this is
My
major
brother-
swag. This
Yeah,
is,
look at
we're
Ray, we're
playing.
real. This is for
not
real.
amateur hour.
No, we're not playing
The
around, man.
4C Ranch.
That's
See,
right.
I'm
This is our
so
ranch.
all
So
up
good.
about this. I'm so
That's
about
right.
this.
Well, thank you.
Alvarado
Absolutely.
Roadshow.
Y'all don't have to play. This is good. We're good now, right? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we got to hear the brother sibling harmonies, and that's what they are known for. Alvarado Roadshow, everybody.
With each breath I breathe, with each step I take, I'll go where you go. I'll go all the way. Your love was a light at the end of the darkness that found its way inside my heart. I'm gonna spend my life loving you. I'm gonna spend my life loving you. I promise this day, with this prayer I pray, and this very vow that I made, I'll spend my life loving you. Spend my life loving you. I give you my life. I give everything. Take all of my love, oh, take all of me. When the cold winds blow and the storm rolls in, I'll be standing with you, together in the end. I'm gonna spend my life loving you. I'm gonna spend my life loving you. I promise this day, with this prayer I pray, and this very vow that I make, I'm gonna spend my life loving you. Gonna spend my life loving you. I'm gonna spend my life loving you. I spend my life loving you.
I just love that so much. I love those sibling harmonies. Real quick, would you do like a little verse and chorus, or the chorus of "Give Me Jesus"? That because they ended every show with this, and I just loved it.
In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. You can have all this world. You can have all this world. Give me Jesus.
That got me through 2020. I'm gonna tell you, got me through. Alvarado Roadshow. Follow my brother Cleve on YouTube. Subscribe and get all the stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Stay with it. Hey, real quickly, I will take you back. We were talking about, paths cross and things happen through the years, and you may or may not even remember this. But early on our career, we had just landed. We had some deals in the past, but trying to make it to that next step. Back when we were sleeping on those couches, you picked up. And I don't really even know how you got a song of ours, but you picked up a song of ours, started playing it, and it juvenated some things, and it was so early that we didn't even know what to do with it, but it changed things, and well, a big thank you, and we don't forget that, Well, I know you probably don't even remember it because you've done that for so many careers,
Well, I loved you from the you hear them sing.
Well, you still got it, first of all, and you're as prolific as ever, and you've got
not that
different businesses, and no, it's fantastic. And your story about Devon is replicated over and over, and she has no idea the impact she's had on people's careers, and you're so kind to even mention that story.
I appreciate that. And with that, we're going to say a hi to Mama C, who's probably sitting back at the farm, who's answering the phone. If you call Alvarado,
and Linda. Let's say
and Linda.
Hi,
Linda.
Can't forget Linda. The donkey.
It's all about family, and that's what we are here at Taste of Nashville and the Omni. That's become our home away from home once a month as we do these shows, and we're grateful for Lionel Trains being our new part of our family, and we're going to be meeting part of the Omni's family. Kayla Wass will be with us, and she's got all sorts of news. She's finals in a very cool talent contest, and we'll tell you all about that. And she works right here at the Omni. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Sarah at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Bar Lines.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 124-year history of Lionel Trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers. Putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
My name is Royce, bellman at Omni Hotel. Please come and see us.
It's our Taste of Spring, Taste of Nashville show. It's the time in Middle Tennessee when you think of mud at your farm. What are you talking about?
It's mud season at the farm.
It's power. I can't wait to power wash the whole darn back. I mean, good stuff. We'll get through it. We're fine. But this show uplifts, and we've had some great musical guests.
Yeah.
And it's live. It's good. It's live stuff. And we continue to keep it going.
I know. I tell you what, when you hear pure country voices like our next guest, I mean, it's just, and I always say when you're in Nashville and someone takes your order, when someone changes the oil in your car, when someone is fixing the computer in your house, chances are they just might be in the music industry. And so never ever discount who you are doing business with, because when they say, you know, you might want to hear me. The guy that brought me hay, for instance, He said, would you listen to my CD? And he was fantastic. Every week we get to meet and see this next young lady. She is part of what we do here at the Omni. She is employed by the Omni, but she is also in the finals of a fantastic talent show with Center Stage Magazine. Miss Kayla Wass joins us, and she has the most incredible, you look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Thanks to your girls and their lashes.
Yes.
Is that why didn't I get those?
Genesis Career College, they are our glam squad for this show. Thank you very much. Carrie and her team there. And we are so grateful that they are here. Since we last talked to you, I mean, I've been following you, stalking you maybe a little bit on social media, and running into Patty Loveless.
That was like the moment of my life.
Because she doesn't live here, you guys. She doesn't live in Nashville. So when you ran into her, was it at the Opry?
No, that was my second time. She was at Barlines having dinner she walked in while I was on break. Playing at Barlines, and I didn't know she was in there. It was the opening weekend of her feature at the Hall of Fame. And so she just was there with Emery, her husband, and they, while I was on break, snuck in, had some food, and I was playing my first song. I forgot some words. I looked over at the lady here, right behind her, and I was like, sorry, I forgot the words, but that lady, Patty, was like, oh, like really kind of like, I was like, oh, that lady's very excited. She's so sweet. She's incognito. She had glasses on, light makeup. Like, she did not dress like Patty. She was just a regular lady that day. And so I was like, okay. Well, she walked onto the stage in between songs. And anytime that happens, I think that it's probably somebody who's had a little to drink. So I don't always make eye contact. So she walked up to me and she goes, what's your name? And I said, oh, it's Kayla. It's on the board right behind you, so she could kind of see it. And she goes, what? Oh, well, I'm Patty Loveless. And the moment she said that in her voice, like shivers went down my spine. And I was like, no way, you absolutely are Patty Loveless. There was no mistaking it. And I was a total goof, and I went, I love your music. Can I sing for you? Can I sing one of your songs for you? And she was like, I love that. So she was super nice, watched an hour and a half of my gig.
Wow.
And
that doesn't happen.
Songs.
Yeah.
I said, can I do one more, Miss Patty? And she goes, absolutely. So I did Nothing But the Wheel, which is my favorite song of hers. And so fast forward 2 months later, I see her at the Grand Ole Opry in the bathroom. We're washing her hands. And I said, oh, hey. And she goes, hello, as courtesy. Oh, hi, Kayla. Are you singing here tonight?
She remembered.
Whoa.
She asked me if I was singing on the Opry.
That's a moment.
And I was like,
not yet.
I'm not, ma'am, but I sure hope to someday.
Aww.
She goes, I'm doing Nothing But the Wheel tonight, and looked at her fiddle player, and she said she did the most beautiful rendition of Nothing But the Wheel. And I was like, this moment may be the best moment of my life.
Yeah.
I love her. I'm not doing that song today, but
even if we twist
someday I will.
Well, it's important that we say that too. The Omni is a place where, people always come to Nashville and they go, where can we see the stars? Well, the stars actually stay in the Omni often. I mean, in that weekend, I know Tanya was here, Tanya Tucker was here, Patty was here, Chris Christopherson. Okay, if I run into Chris Christopherson, I'll lose.
Yeah.
Everything. I lose my religion. I lose everything if I run into Chris. So there are those people that you run into here at the Omni.
I was playing in the lobby, and I didn't realize it was him when he came down, and I played Take the Ribbon from My Hair. And at the end, he walked over with his wife, and she said, honey, that is your song now. I went, oh. Because I said, I didn't realize that you were here, sir. I'm sorry. I just did your song. She goes, honey, that's your song now. I was just amazed. Everybody that has come through has just been so kind. So kind.
That's the thing about, and working here, and there are a lot of opportunities for your music here. Well, let's talk about Center Stage Magazine and how you got into this, because people look at talent competitions. They either love them or hate them.
Yeah.
What is your thought?
I've had some not great experiences with them. Country music has been a little less accepting of women that are not small in stature. And
I got
so
you.
Previous times I have been told, honey, you should win this competition, but you won't because of the way that you look. So I went into this competition nervous about, are they going to discount me because I'm not a size 2? And the moment that I met Missy Lemon, I knew all it mattered was whether you were good, whether you had the talent, and if you picked the right songs and stuff. And so I have had nothing but fantastic moments with this Indie Country Showdown, is what it's called. I won last week. Keith Burns from Trick Pony is one of the judges. You mentioned Joey Canyon from Canyon Star TV. He is one of the guest judges. And then Virginia Brick is also, and she's from CSAC, and she was wonderful. So I've had great experiences with this particular competition for sure. I just was told that Channel 5 wants to interview me. So little things have been certainly coming up from this.
That's great. Do you have to do original or do you do covers?
They said do what you want, do an original if you have it and you think it would be good, because like, of course, Virginia being from CSAC, that's a writing company. They want to hear what you are like. And so I did my original song, I Pour, which a couple of them told me, we think that's a hit. So that was really cool to hear, because I've never had anybody so far tell me, because I haven't written much, that they think my song's a hit. So I haven't felt like a songwriter until that moment. So that was very cool.
Nice.
And then I also did Unchained Melody.
Oh, just picked one of the hardest songs ever to sing. I'm going.
It was my grandfather's song.
Oh, wow.
He loved it, so.
Yeah. I need pliers to do that song.
Pliers?
To hit that note. Anyway.
Where are you putting those pliers?
Would you sing for us?
Absolutely. I'm going to do one by my friend Jimmy Fortune. When I see the sunrise in the morning, when I feel the wind blow across my face, when I hear the sound of children playing, I know it's all part of God's amazing grace. And I believe there's a place called heaven, and I believe in a place called Calvary. I believe in a man, his name is Jesus, and I believe that he gave his life for me. I was there the day my mama went to heaven. I held her hand as she closed her eyes to sleep. I felt the power of 10,000 angels take her soul away, to be crowned at Jesus' feet. And I believe there's a place called heaven, and I believe in a place called Calvary. I believe in a man, his name is Jesus, and I believe that he gave his life for me. Yes, I believe that he gave his life for me. Yes. Richard, thank you.
Oh.
One of the best written songs I think there's ever been.
Mr. Jimmy Fortune. Yeah, whose first song he ever wrote was a song called Elizabeth for the Statler Brothers, of which he was a member. And it was his first song he ever wrote.
The number one.
Yeah.
That's a mic drop.
I believe
What?
1, 2, and 3 that he wrote were number ones.
Yeah, like the first ones I go, you might have a career, Jimmy Fortune. Not only that, and you sing great, but you know what? You have the most pure country voice that I probably have heard in the last decade. It's just beautiful. And I will say that the doors are opening for people to be who they are. Thank you, people like Priscilla Block, who have opened the doors for a lot of people. And so you just keep on singing, because that voice is the doorway for you, isn't it?
It's just fantastic. What's your 30-second backstory?
Well, I started music at 17. I was terrified.
Where'd you grow up?
To sing live in Maine.
Oh, okay.
In Maine, yeah. I was
The
terrified
hotbed
to
of
sing
country
front
music.
Yeah,
Right. You wouldn't
Portland,
believe
I mean,
it actually is, though.
Really?
Really, truly
the
is.
music vibe is up there. Is
Like
bigger than you think,
85% of it is probably country, yeah. But I was terrified to sing in front of everybody, and kind of got forced to with a karaoke kind of night. Like the group kept getting smaller, and then
Forced to. You can't drag her off the
well, there
stage.
was 4 of us up there, and then they just stopped singing. And so I was kind of forced to do it. They were like, we know she should probably be doing this. And so then I started doing cabaret, fell in love with it, did some jams. 17 years old, got into my first band, the Mainly Country Band. And then I did that for a year, and then became the Kayla Wass Band. And then moved here about 13 years ago.
Well,
You're on your way.
Where can we see you?
Well, Thursday I'll be at Barlines. Well, this will tape later, so you can find me at Barlines.
Actually singing, not just hanging out at the bar.
No. I will be singing at Barlines. Also, March 14th is the finals for the Indie Country Showdown, and I'm super excited for it. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm doing TikTok now. I'm trying to get better at that.
I just love it. Well, the Omni has all sorts of talent. Anytime you come to any of the shows here at the Omni, not only that, I want to say I was walking in during lunch. It's a great place if you've got a business lunch or something, just to go and say, hey, look, let's just go valet park. It makes it really easy at the Omni Nashville. Kitchen Notes has some of the best food I've ever had. You know, they've got the upscale when you go to Bob's Steakhouse, and then they've got bar lines and the food there is incredible too. Everywhere you go, the food's good.
Yeah, and if you catch a good day, then of course you can have the windows open, and it's a great vibe. Yeah, it's really you talk about just kind of a people seeing thing or listening to music. It's kind of one of our personal faves to hang out there.
Yeah, Barlins.
Great place for a staycation. I mean, if you go, I can't really get off work to go take a week of travel somewhere, you will feel like you've had a week of travel just to come and just stay here at the Omni.
And we have an incentive program, Select Guest.
Oh, really?
Yes, if you enroll in Select Guest so many nights that you stay, you get free nights.
Even better.
Look at her value add right there. Nice. Well played.
Oh, well, this is this is a wrap on our show.
Yeah, the spring edition. We always come up with the people behind it. We always come up with some cool stuff. We can take no credit for all the cool stuff that they do with us. But
Alan can. He's our train man, and Alan created our beautiful scene. He not only is an incredible producer, but he put together our beautiful train scene here from Lionel Trains, our brand new sponsor.
I think that's fantastic. So really good show. Well done, girl.
Thank you, Kayla Wass, and thank you to all the folks here at the Omni. And of course, thank you guys for viewing, for following, subscribing, and sharing this show, because we try to celebrate. And this time we're celebrating Easter, the reason for this season. And thank you to all our musical guests that were on today, the Goldens, Alvarado Roadshow, and of course, Kayla Wass, and our friends from Lionel Trains. If you're going to stay somewhere, we recommend highly the Omni.
That's right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month.